Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well, doing great. Today I really wanted to talk about connections and relationships. What is going wrong in today's society? Why is it so difficult for us to date and to have a genuine connection? There's a lot of mind games being played these days, and we've got Tinder, we've got Bumble, all these dating apps, and people have just lost interest in what actually having a connection is and basing a real connection on a false one, a karmic one, rather than a genuine connection. Yeah, we gotta change that. So I want to tell you what I know when it comes to connections and relationships, and what you should consider when you are dating someone or starting a connection with someone. I feel like these tips would really help you out if you feel like you struggle with these things. So before I begin the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos, and comment. I like to see people's comments. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. So why don't connections work these days, and why is it so hard to build a strong, authentic relationship? It's because a lot of people in this day and age suffer with childhood trauma, intimacy issues. They're disconnected from their authentic truth, illusion, codependency, incompatibility, and disconnected from our emotions. How we cope with relationships is all from how we were treated as a child and how our parents parented us. So as a child, parents like to put their beliefs and their own truth onto their children without letting their children actually grow into their own self and finding what they like and what they do not like and what they believe. And this is what has happened to a lot of children, being denied their truth or what they believe in, being told what to think and what to believe. And also it can boil down to not receiving enough affection from your parents, or say you had a parent that left you as a child, or your parents didn't have enough time for you, or there was toxic behaviours in the family line that attached itself to you and created your own fears and trauma in this life. And you're probably thinking, how does this affect my relationships and connections? That happened when I was a child. But we actually do carry on these emotional blockages and fears and anxiety with us. And I'm only saying this because we have to actually understand this aspect of ourselves, understanding what am I doing in connections that are leading me to a never-ending cycle of disconnect. Why can't I actually find that authentic, genuine connection that I really seek for? And a fear of intimacy, that is a fear of being vulnerable, like actually letting someone see your true vulnerable self, actually being able to get close with someone. Because intimacy doesn't just mean sex, it means being very close with someone, telling them your secrets, your fears, and really just showing who you are, that hides itself from the world, that protects itself from getting rejected and hurt, to actually find someone and be vulnerable with them and intimate to the deepest way. That is a true, genuine connection. If you find yourself where you can't actually be yourself in a connection, you're having to wear a mask. Intimacy is about being raw and real and being honest in your communication and having affection and just letting all those fears go. That's what intimacy is. That's what being vulnerable is. And if you want that genuine connection, you have to be vulnerable. But if you're finding that hard to be vulnerable and you've got these rejection issues and self-love issues, then that is all going to play into your connection. And it will be hard to build that genuine love for each other if you can't show your true selves to each other. When we were babies, babies are born wanting intimacy and connection and that close bond with the mother and the father. They are born wanting that love. And that only goes a bit rocky as we get older. Then humans start rejecting love, being disconnected to their emotions and fearing so much rejection and judgment from people. And that's all from how we have adapted into our adulthood life. Being disconnected from emotion. You may not even have any of these problems, but this is the pinpoint of why are your relationships not working out? Why can you not find that partner? Why am I not having any authentic relationships? They're very sex-based or false. I don't feel good. I don't feel like I can actually tell them how I feel. Wearing a mask. A lot of people start relationships wearing a mask. They don't want to show all of their selves, and a lot of people want to kind of wear a mask to fit the other person's desires of what they want in a relationship. And that becomes a bit of a problem, because if you're wearing a mask from the get-go and you like someone and they're telling you they like this in a person, they want that in a person, and they've got their goals and their values and what they want in the future. And if you're wearing a mask and telling them, yes, that's what I want too, this is who I am, this is what I like, that is wearing a false mask, and that actually ruins your relationship from the get-go, because you're misleading the person that you are dating. You're telling them that this is a version of you which isn't. And humans cannot keep that up, because it's very, very hard to keep up a lie. Wearing a mask and not showing your actual true self, it's a lie. And so when you take the mask off and be like, this is me, this is the real me, love me, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to have children in the future, but you know, like, there's so many examples of the way people hide who they really are. A lot of people don't actually realise that they are incompatible with the person they are connecting with. Because attraction is such a pure thing, and when you feel like you are attracted to someone and you can have a good conversation, they believe they are compatible. But as time goes on and people's goals in life and wants change, that becomes an incompatibility, and that's where a lot of nagging happens and blame and trying to change each other. And then sometimes you might actually change yourself to try and fit that person's life, but in the end it doesn't work out, because that's not you and that's not what you want. If you're giving all yourself to this person and you're trying to make them want you, that's not a proper relationship, because at the end of the day we cannot carry on falsing our authentic truth. It will affect you in the longer run if you're spending all your energy onto someone that isn't actually for you, and it can cause a lot of unsatisfaction in a relationship, and yeah, just not an enjoyable relationship in the long run if you are having to change yourself or wearing a mask, or yeah, just not being your authentic self. Obviously in this day-to-day age, sex is quite a big thing, isn't it? And people freely give their sex away to anyone, and it doesn't matter. And a lot of men these days do like to just use women and mislead them to have sex with them, which is actually a very narcissist behaviour, and it's a very selfish behaviour, because women, a lot of women, I'm not speaking for all women, we're very emotional beings. We seek love in connections. We seek that compatibility. But when a man is presenting to you that they like you, they're interested, the mask, they've put a mask on to make you believe that they want to be with you. And then they end up sleeping with you, and then suddenly they're not interested. That is a sign of misleading and a toxic behaviour. And that's where boundaries come in place. I've learned a lot this year. Like, I haven't actually had sex with anyone since December, and being quite celibate, and it's really taught me that I do not want to give my energy away to anyone. I do not want to be that intimate with just someone that isn't being authentic with me or telling me the truth, or is not who they really are, and doesn't have the same intentions that I do. Because I'm not looking for a one-night stand with somebody. That's not enjoyable to me. I do not find it attractive or any way, shape or form enjoyable to sleep with someone that I'm not interested in a romantic sense. That's just me. Some people can just sleep with people without having that emotional connection. But for me, I need an emotional connection. And when you are giving people your energy through sex without having that emotional connection, you're allowing anyone to give you their baggage, pretty much. Because when you have sex with someone, because imagine, it's so intimate to have sex, you are showing that personal part of yourself with that person. You are sleeping with that person, and it's a very passionate, and yeah, it's a really amazing thing, sex. And because we give it away to people who don't have our best intentions or don't even like you, and they're just sleeping with you because to get their kicks and leave, you are taking on that energy. And especially if you've had sex with someone that actually leaves you after and doesn't want anything to do with you, imagine the effect that that's going to have on you and your mental health and your self-esteem. It makes you feel rejected, not wanted, not appreciated. But when you actually have enough self-love in yourself and you know your value, you know your worth, people will not be able to walk all over you or have any disrespect towards you. They would know how to treat you and they would know how to respect you. Because if a man says to me, oh, do you want to go and have a little quickie and blah, 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 blah? No, I do not want to do that at all. With today, you can start talking to someone and yeah, you've been talking for a little bit, it can get quite deep, you like them, you're getting to know them, but then suddenly something stops and then feelings and all of that can change. I've noticed from a few connections I've had that speaking what I was feeling, even like the littlest thing, because women do like to manipulate men. They like to play mind games and play tit for tat. That's usually a thing these days, tit for tat. Like, oh, I cannot actually communicate my feelings properly or what's bothering me, so I'm going to manipulate you and show you what you're missing or try and ignore you or give you like code language. That is a habit that women seem to do. And men like straightforwardness. They like to be told what the issue is. And same with women. We like communication, but that is the thing that's lacking most in this day. People lack communication, even though that's all we ever do. People don't speak what's actually on their mind, and I've noticed from speaking what's on my mind, it's actually resolved things a lot better and helped me not feel anxious about any situations or feel rejected or have any self-esteem issues, because it's understanding each other. It's actually knowing each other and being like, I respect what you say and you respect what I say, and we can come to a mutual agreement or we can let go. And that's a beautiful thing about connection. So you could resolve so many things that are troubling your connection by just communicating authentically. And it would cause a balanced, harmonious relationship. And we all have masculine and feminine energy. No matter what your gender is, we all have the masculine energy and the feminine energy. The divine feminine means creativity, intuition, birth, sensuality, renewal, healing, compassion, forgiveness, harmony, love, receptivity, insight, nurturing, kindness, surrendering, and flowing. That is the meaning of feminine energy that we all possess inside of us. The masculine energy means focus, logic, reason, action, firm, survival, loyal, adventurous, rational, strength, confidence, protection, discipline, boundaries, and assertiveness and courage. So they are the meanings of the feminine and masculine energy, and like I said, we all possess those energies inside of us. And when we are imbalanced, we will be called a wounded masculine energy or a wounded female energy. So a part of that inside of you is imbalanced, so you would show the symptom. If your female energy is wounded, you would feel victim, powerlessness, weakness, manipulation, over-emotional, neediness, oversensitive, withholding your truth, lack of creativity, and codependent. If your masculine energy is wounded, you will feel confrontational, you will abuse your power, dominance, aggression, control, competitiveness, criticism, abuse, being unstable, and unsupportive. We all have both sides to us. And like I said in the symptoms, if you feel like that, then we need to balance the energies. And it's all about asking yourself the questions. It's about self-discovery, and that's what I'm quite passionate about. I say this because I like to self-discover and improve myself all the time. And if I feel like something's not going right, or if my behaviours are not right, I will think about it and understand myself a lot better. And it all leads back to yourself and what you can recognise in other people. And if you are looking for a connection but are afraid of commitment, then I feel like you need to do some self-discovery and some working on yourself, because relationships come into our life to help us grow. They teach us a lot. They're not all fairy tales, lovey-dovey romance and little sparkles flying in the air. It's not all about that. It's about learning from each other, growing, teaching you stuff, because if we never learnt from people, we would never grow or evolve. We have to learn these lessons and these experiences and these people to show us more about ourselves. So if we get in touch with that, and if you do have commitment issues and aren't ready to put that commitment into someone, then you really need to go on a self-discovery and focusing on yourself and giving yourself that self-love, because else you'll be going through the same stressful connections that put you off love and make you feel not worthy of love, unless you actually know your self-worth, your boundaries, your respect, your truth, and what you want from a partner without having to wear the mask. Are we learning today, people? Are we learning? Are we going to make better choices when it comes to connections? Are we not going to waste people's time? Yeah, we're not. I hope you liked that bit of advice I had to give. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.